The following podcast topics are not for minor age listeners. Please take the time to skip to another podcast if your children are present. If you are an adult faint at heart or a victim, please be advised that discussions in this episode contain topics about SA and other conversations that may be triggering. Thank you.
Welcome back to The Betrayed. This is Gina Beck.
This is Drew Williams.
Thank you for listening, liking, commenting, and subscribing. We appreciate y'all, especially all the reviews on Apple Podcasts. It really means a lot.
Yeah, and a giant thank you, like always, to all our continued supporters and to the iHeartRadio people, shouting you guys out again. All of you. Thank you guys so much.
Yeah, we appreciate y'all. How are you, Drew?
I'm doing good, G. How are you?
I'm doing good. Welcome back. It's been how long?
I think it's been about a month. I think it's been about a month since we've actually recorded anything. We kind of
little
took
hiatus.
kind of took a little unscheduled break, but I think it was a little bit needed. We haven't taken one since we started this in 2019, in September 2019. So
it wasn't a planned break, or we definitely would have let everybody know. It definitely wasn't planned, but it was very much needed. Needed to get away from this stuff for a minute.
Yeah, I think from transitioning from hunting to doing just talking and advocating, I guess would be the best way. It's just been a lot of years carrying a lot of heavy energy, and I think it was good to just kind of not deal with the subject for a little while. You may have heard in the intro that we have a new intro. Well, it's the same song, but new intro, a little bit of a warning. We're going to do things a little bit different coming forward. A little bit more uncensored. We definitely tried to walk the line and follow all the rules, and I think it's pretty clear that at least on YouTube, we're in some way shadow banned somehow, which is fine. It is what it is. If it ever does come to a point where they get rid of us on YouTube, that's why we're on so many other things, and the website's there.
We talk about a lot of touchy subjects that YouTube doesn't like, and you guys all know what those subjects are, and it's just, as you guys see, people are losing their channels, and if we go through that, you guys can find us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, iHeart. All the links are in the description. Our website, thebetrayed.com, is so easy too, and we appreciate you guys, and we just want to bring back how we used to be, not edit so much. Like, just whatever, who cares now? Like, it's gotten to that point.
Yeah, it's gotten to the point where it's just we can't dance around the subject anymore. We're here to expose pedophiles. That's what we're here to expose. We're not here to make anything biased or anything like that. We're here to discuss a very heavy topic that needs to be discussed more. If you look in the description, there's going to be a link for a video. And if you want to pause it right now, pause this episode and go watch Dr. Grande's video, go for it. If not, we're going to follow through with our discussion about it a little bit. Dr. Grande put up a video. It was last month, and I gotta say, he's not completely wrong. It's a video that talks about a specific hunting group and a specific interaction, but he does bring up a lot of points that me and G have been talking about since the Hunted Confronted days.
Oh, yeah.
There's I think the community does have a lot of problems. I think one of the biggest things, and Dr. Grande brings it up in the video, is a lot of your guys' chat logs are not innocent enough. That's one of the biggest things. Like, you guys
so true.
Step over the line so hard, and it makes... I mean, that stuff's not usable in anything. The cops are never going to take that stuff. And I get it. I get people want to see these guys exposed and see their reactions, and so the community knows what they are. But in the long run, do you guys want to get these people prosecuted? I
Mm.
I've always said that Gina has some of the best decoy work in our vigilante community, and I wish more teams would follow through with something similar. I think being an innocent decoy is always the way to go.
Yeah. Yeah.
He also brought up there are definitely some dangers in going live or confronting these guys publicly. And I think some of the places, and we're even guilty of it. Some of the places that we chose to do exposures probably weren't the safest when you think about the people around, and that's
Oh
something.
yeah. Thinking about it now, and especially what we went through, you know, it's definitely. If I was to do it again or go back and have the mindset that I have now, do so many things. I do so many things different. So
And
many.
I think that just shows growth as a team, as a person, as a decoy. You learn.
Even from watching these people too, like if you're an avid watcher and then you get the energy to want to do this, if you've watched for long enough, you've learned their mistakes and what not to do, so don't repeat them. And one of the mistakes is very public places. It's a very big mistake.
Yeah, because you got to think there's so many factors that come in. And not only do you have innocent people that are standing around, you don't know what kids are there. The other big thing, you don't know if these guys are going to have guns or not. And in Dr. Grande's video, the specific incident that the guy that they exposed, he, the guy had a gun. Nothing happened, but he did have a gun. And I wasn't there because I was an OSINT guy in another state when we were doing hunting fronted. But the team, they had two instances where firearms were pulled, and they were very sketchy situations. Things could have gone way worse than they did, and they were pretty scary situations. And I'm sure that our supporters from that carried over from the actual hunting team, they probably remember those instances.
Oh,
Gina could tell
I
you
think
more. She was there.
I think it happened. It was in Kelso, Washington. I think just outside of Seattle. And it was at a gas station. It was a small gas station, like on a corner. And we confronted. There's actually two people there, and we started to get the car started to go around the parking lot. We started to almost get ran over multiple times, and then there was people on scene, other civilians who had no idea what was even going on, just knew that we were all trying to get ran over, who had a gun and had actually shot it. And yeah, anybody could have gotten hurt, whether it was getting ran over, getting shot, us or them. Anything could have happened. But this also goes into someone who actually did get shot, and hurt on scene. Dads Against Predators happened, like, I think 3 months ago. There's a whole news video on it. If you look it up on YouTube, he got shot in the leg. They exposed him in Target, and he shot one in the leg. There's even a podcast episode where they break everything down too, if you search it on YouTube and want to watch and see how all that happened. But they got demonetized. A lot of their videos are gone now. Their Instagram is gone. So they had an impact on their social media due to that situation in public.
Yeah, and it doesn't look good for the community. It does make it look. I think Dr. Grande's video is a better description of people that are not part of any of this, how they see a lot of things. And they see some religious fanatics sometimes. I think, and I know this is us patting ourselves on the back. I think the way that we did it with Mima, I think was a lot better than the way other people do, where it feels a lot more like Bible basher, whereas like Mima would like find out if they have faith and then try and use that to pull some human side of them out. And she was really good at
And
that.
it wasn't planned. It wasn't
No,
planned at first either. It just like it happened one time, and we're like, oh, like that was really good.
Mima sometimes
That
would
was a
be the only one that could get real reactions out of those guys.
that
Where
was a
you're,
really good conversation. And the guys, like, some of them really listened to her, and we got answers that we wouldn't have gotten on our own without that conversation. And sometimes conversations that she had ignited things in us to say. We just all worked off each other. It was just a good balance of different mindsets, I think.
yeah, I mean, when you
Definitely.
look at our team, there's a lot of different personality types, different types of people, and we made it work. It was never a biased thing or anything like that. We were all in it together.
Yeah,
We
yeah,
didn't
yeah.
let petty stuff get in the way. But it is, if you're thinking about doing this, you should really think about the risks that you're getting into. And especially nowadays, the pedophiles know about us now. They know the tactics. I mean, they're monsters, so they can't help themselves. They're still going to show up. But I would guess it has gone up some type of percentage, the amount of guys coming armed now. I would assume that's
Yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah, because they've most likely tons of people have seen or heard of these groups, right? Most likely. So that's why some of these guys, when you're a decoy chatting with them, they take a lot of safety precautions themselves that they think that they're taking, right? They move to Snapchat, or they ask questions like, "You're not a cop," and, like, "Send me this type of picture," right? And they just, like, they think they're doing something, right? They think they're being safe, but we're smarter, right? Okay, well, these guys have seen these videos. Okay, just say that they have came across it or heard about it or whatever. They have already in their mind what they would do in that situation. They've already thought about it. So if they've already thought about it, and then the situation is presented to them and they're in it, you either have the guys who will really just sit and talk, who will be a little hostile but still talk, who will just leave, or the guy who thinks about the time that he saw the video and he doesn't want to look like that guy and he has nothing to lose. He's in it now. So he's going to be dangerous. And it's getting more and more like that due to more and more exposure of these videos. So just be careful. At this point, it's probably not even about yourself, right? I went into this with the mindset of, I don't care about myself. All I care about is the kids that are not actually showing up to meet these guys and not getting hurt. If I get hurt, so what? I even said that on Dr. Phil. I was like, it's not about me. I'll risk my life. And it's okay to have that mindset, but just be more weary of the other people because they don't have that mindset and they need to be protected. I'm stuttering, sorry. They need to be protected. So it's not just about you. So it's okay for you to have that mindset, but just make sure you're taking precautions for the others that have no idea what's going on.
like Gina said. Yeah, there's hours upon hours of good and bad work from teams all over the world now.
Yeah, those are your studies. Go study, if that's something you want to do. And don't do the same thing that someone else has done. That's a mistake for sure. I just want to say, like, that video is a really great video, and I love the exposure it's getting. And I hope teams are watching this. And when it comes to innocent chat logs, if anybody needs help or has questions, my Instagram is in the description below. So is Drew's, so is our podcast, and you can reach out.
Yeah, I'm not. I was never actually a decoy, but I have read so many chat
All
logs.
of my chats.
Yeah,
You've read every single
I've
one of
read
my
I've
chats.
read all her chat logs,
And
all
Terrence,
and Taryn's chat log,
Jared's,
and
everybody's.
Jared's, and all three of them actually learned. They're pretty good at being innocent. reach out. If you're really serious about this, you can reach out to me. Gina definitely knows more because she's actually a real decoy. But if you're on the
Oh
OSINT
yeah, and
side,
I've helped other teams too. CC Unit first reached out and wanted a lot of advice on chat logs. I gave him my whole spiel. I gave him word for word the whole beginning to middle to end, and how I ask questions to get answers all the time, and just the dialogue. And he will obviously take it and has put his own twist on it and done his own thing with it, and look what's happened. He had grown so much and learned so much these past few years. I think he's on like 300 exposures or more.
yeah, he's been putting in a lot of work.
It's insane. But he was not afraid to come and ask questions and to learn, And he doesn't need to ask any questions now. Look at him, But it took the few times that he did, and he wasn't afraid to do that. And I just think, don't be afraid to ask. Don't be afraid to learn. Don't be afraid to want to go to people and ask them, even if it's CC Unit, go ask them, go message them. Maybe he'll respond, You never know.
I would think a lot of the people that are in this community would be willing to help people that actually want to join and expose these people. And even on my end, if you're part of a team and you're one of the people like me who collects open source data, who you're just going through different social media, and I can show you how to look up reverse image lookup things, look up tattoos, all those type of things. It's simple things. Most of my stuff was just time consuming. Gina actually has like actual skills.
Oh, please. You can find information on phone numbers. Like, when I can't find something, who do I go to? I go to Drew. So it's a team effort. And that's the first thing that I tell anyone that comes to me is it's all about who you're working with in your team. And first you have to make sure your significant other, if you have one, is okay with this, because I don't want any domestic violence or anything to happen, arguments or negativity to happen when it comes to your significant other finding these things on your phone. It could be a surprise and a shock. So there definitely needs to be conversation. That's my rule number 1. And 2 is what I just said. So just be smart and be safe, and we're always here. We started this podcast for a reason. It was to help out the community,
And if Dr. Grande, if you are listening, watching this, I'm a huge fan. And if you ever want to pick our brains and give us a little
we've
analysis.
been doing this for years. So coming across your video is like,
I think you gave very, very good, honest, as best unbiased as he can be from a doctor's perspective. And I encourage everyone to go watch it. Dr. Grande's got a lot of good videos on true crime, just all in general, and even just celebrity personalities. He's a little dry, but he's a good guy. I think he makes a lot of good quality videos. They're not too long too. We're kind of getting long on this one.
Yeah, we're going to cut it here. Thank you guys for listening, liking, commenting, and subscribing. Go check out his video in the description. Go check out our links in the description. We love y'all. Until next time, Banana Cats.
Banana Cats. Much love. Peace.